I just clicked it. All right, we're live. Welcome to Crypto Lodge. My name's Jesse. This
I'm
man,
Ken.
that man down there is Ken,
Good to see
And
you
I'm
all.
Red One.
and our guest tonight is Renwen. He's going to talk to us about Fantom, one of the projects I talk about the most on this podcast.
Really exciting stuff, man.
Yeah. How about Dogecoin getting listed on Coinbase?
Don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
Well, it was inevitable.
Yeah, sure.
It was inevitable.
Dogecoin. The coin that was never meant to be anything.
Oh, it was meant to be a joke.
Yeah.
And a joke it is. And it has a huge community behind it. And you know what? I sold a little bit of some of my other crypto and bought Dogecoin as soon as this news hit my push notification on my phone. I hit that buy button, and it went up.
Nice.
Yeah. It takes about a month, but these listings, it goes to Coinbase Pro just to build up liquidity. Is how they do it every time. It never goes straight to Coinbase. It goes to Coinbase Pro to build up liquidity, and then they add it to regular Coinbase. And it takes about a month for the price to go up.
They've done the same thing with Solana and all the other coins that they've done.
Yeah. Who left the Doge out? All right. So let me look at the chart. Look at it. Let me get this stream going the right way, actually. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
You got to take one extra step here.
So are we looking at the charts on Dogecoin at the moment, or are we looking into the general market? What's the idea here?
What?
We looking into Dogecoin on the charts, or are we looking into the general market? What do you got up?
Here I just stopped sharing my screen for a second so I could set something. Here we go. I'm going to show you the Atari chart.
Oh yeah, Atari. All right, let's
you don't get to see this often. You don't get to see the Atari chart often. So here's a clear line right here at 63 cents.
Yep.
That's a double top. And clear dump. This I think this started dumping the same time everything else dumped in the market. And now it's down to 13 cents. But if I look at my app, it's probably 11 or 12. It's always a couple cents higher. This here is hit BTC, so there's a little extra price put onto it there. Atari launched Atari NFT.io. I don't think you've seen this, Ken.
Whoa, hey, no, I have not.
Yeah, Atari launched this was their official partnership with Wax, which I think is stupid to do Wax because it's not MetaMask. Who wants to do a Wax wallet? You log in, you try to buy something, you need Anchor, Scatter, or Wax Cloud wallet. Like, what even is that? Why can't you use MetaMask with any of them? So Atari's not having MetaMask.
NFT Hive.
See, you can do it Ledger, Anchor, Scatter, no MetaMask. No, so
yeah, like the largest freaking wallet in the blockchain.
That's right. Choose wallet, cloud, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think they're focusing too much on NFTs anyway, and I would just rather they didn't. I mean, that's great, but they're just trying to make a lot of money with NFTs. But here's the crazy thing: I was looking so hard for the burn policy or the tokenomics of Atari token, and I finally found it. This is a paper published. Actually, I will wait to talk about this. Let's look at the Fantom chart because
Yeah, Phantom's really interesting because
it is a
you're,
great it is a great project.
but it does have a little bit of mystery to it, though. I will
It
admit.
does. It's hard to understand to the average person, so we're glad we have Ren One here to explain it. It's Phantom Foundation for to do your own research,
Yeah,
as none of us are financial advisors, as it says in the description.
I
Anyway, here's the Phantom price, and
I
I'm
do like
extremely
the
bullish.
Phantom wallet.
Everything on Phantom is great. Everything that I've checked out so far, and from wick to wick, Phantom dropped 80%,
Yeah.
which is a lot. But you know what? I've never seen this before in crypto. And I'm asking both of you guys if either of you have ever seen this before in crypto. But if you look at Ren, which just for this simple fact alone, I bought a chunk, and because I think DeFi tokens are going to be the next big grab.
Mm-hmm.
From wick to wick,
Whoa!
I I shit you not.
Look at that.
I shit you not. From wick to wick, I've never. When you ask, when people ask the question, can a coin ever go to zero? And you say no, right? Not necessarily. A coin can't go to zero. It could, I guess. From wick to wick, look at this. I've never seen this before, and I've been looking at charts forever. 99.50, 99.3, 99.9, 98.92.
Yeah, it's around 99.
Yeah.
That could be a data issue though. When it's just one of those wicks.
You think
It
just
might have not
a
necessarily
fluke?
traded there.
You think a
Yeah,
fluke wick?
you gotta drill down the time frames, check the volume on that, on the minute bar.
Okay.
It could have been if there's a lot of that happened to Chainlink last March when it on the futures market when we had that big sell off. There was just no
Like a
buyers and everyone
like a
getting
whole
liquidated.
90%.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while to get back there.
Yeah, you're looking at the minutes.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, but
That's a lot of
it goes
minutes to go
quick.
through.
Yeah. But anyways, can you tell us what does Phantom do? What's the utility of Phantom?
So, um, Phantom is basically a blockchain. It's like Ethereum or BSC, if you will, and it runs Solidity code. So, um, basically anything that you have written on Ethereum, whatever, you just copy and paste over to Phantom and run it there. So I guess you would ask why would you pick Phantom over Ethereum or BSC or any other of these EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine compatible chains that can run Solidity. And the thing would be is basically the 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 consensus algorithm. So Phantom, what makes it unique is the synchronous Byzantine fault tolerance consensus algorithm. And in short, what that does is it kind of solves the trilemma. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard with blockchain. There's always the issue where you have basically if you have like a triangle, right? You have decentralization on one side, security and scalability, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like every blockchain always can get two of them, right? You either get high security, high scalability, which would be like Hyperledger or something, right? That's not really decentralized, but it just works really well. Then you have something like Bitcoin, which is really decentralized and has great security, but it's not that scalable, right? So it's always been an issue to kind of get somewhere where you can have all three. And to me, it seems that Fantom solves that with asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance consensus mechanism. It's hard to describe how it works. It's basically a DAG. I mean, even Bitcoin's a DAG, they'll tell you. So Bitcoin, you basically just have linear blocks. The first block will point to the second block, and the second block will point to the third block, and so on. In the case of AFBT consensus, you kind of can have these chains run in parallel in a way, and they reference to each other to reach consensus as well. So the benefit of that is you have instant finality. So as soon as you submit a transaction, 1 or 2 seconds, it's already approved. You can try running like sushi swap trades on Fantom. It literally takes a second to confirm. It's ridiculously cheap. Fees, you don't even hit 1 cent for the fees.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about it.
Yeah, you don't even have to worry. You never even check. You never have to optimize anything for transactions. They're so small. You just, whenever you need to do something, you just do it. It's not like Ethereum where you're trying to calculate at what point do you collect your yields and whatnot.
Yeah, you got to watch the ETH gas station and wait until the middle of the crack of dawn to place a transaction when the fees are cheap.
Exactly.
But
so yeah, none of that here. I mean, it's secure. So the security model is 1/3. So 1/3 of the network would have to collude. So it's a bit less than the 51%. But the whole system is proof of stake, and you basically have nodes that stake Fantom. It used to be 3.2 million, I think, to stake, and they recently had a vote where, since Fantom increased in price, they're changing it to 1 million Fantom to stake in one validator node. There's currently 60 validator nodes, and it's pretty decentralized. It's like BSC where Binance owns the chain, right? Or some, whatever is the FTX network or Solana where, there's an exchange tied to it. In this case, there's no exchange that owns the project, right? So I think that's another benefit is more exchanges will be willing to integrate DeFi on Fantom, I see in the future, because I don't see Coinbase wanting to run, Pancake Swap directly in Coinbase, right? Just because it's their competitor. So it hits a lot of points. I don't know if you guys know Andre Cronje.
Yeah, Andre Cronje.
Yeah, he's a big DeFi guy. He was kind of behind Yearn. So he used to be an advisor for Fantom.
Really?
Yeah, and he was pretty involved with getting them up and running. There's a few interviews of him on YouTube. He describes his involvement. So he got them up and running with like the whole environment on how to get this working. And recently, if you check on the Fantom website, his role has changed. He used to be just an advisor, but now he's the DeFi architect. So I think they're really pushing deeper into integrating the DeFi aspects into the official wallet. And yeah, he's involved, so that's pretty big for DeFi.
Awesome. Somebody mentioned that Fantom is you can try it before you buy it. They use the expression. I guess you could just kind of just plug it into your Ethereum project without actually migrating. How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it just runs Solidity code. So, You can
Oh,
literally
it's
you just
so it can
copy and
be
paste.
so it can kind of be sandboxed in a sense.
so it's a
Yeah,
side chain for it's a side chain like Matic.
it's not exactly a sidechain. So side chains, they directly interface with Ethereum. To actually get any Ethereum as like ERC20 tokens over to Fantom, it's its own chain. It's in no way dependent on Ethereum. Like
Right.
Matic still needs to be tied at the end of the day to Ethereum. But Fantom's its own chain. So if Ethereum goes down, Fantom will still be running. Now you can use bridges. So Ren, I think last week Ren did the integration. So Ren VM basically allows you to like get wrap token, like wrap BTC on Ethereum. That's kind of like what Ren does. So in the same way, you can get like wrapped Ethereum on Fantom. And
Yeah,
you can switch
yeah.
between Fantom Network and Ethereum.
Currently,
Mhm.
the cheapest way to get the Atari token is on Fantom, and that was a
Yeah.
user. That was a user built a thing. The users came together and added liquidity. Even though Atari partnered with Matic, there's no liquidity on Matic for Atari, but there is on Fantom that the users uh, put in.
Yeah, so there are bridges. I forgot the other bridge. So Ren has the bridge, and there's multi-swap, I think it's called. Let's see.
Huh. It's kind of
Any
interesting.
any swap is what I've been
Yeah,
looking
any
at.
swap. Yeah. So any swap that XYZ, is right? Yeah.
I think I put this in wrong.
You're just doing a test wallet here, brother.
Yeah, just do a test wallet there.
I gotta say, when I was using the Phantom wallet, it's very, very user friendly. I think they really
Really?
had a lot of use case in mind for people who were unaware of how Phantom was working. But their governance, how does governance play into thinking? What would they for in this sense?
So basically, Phantom is runs on its own. So there's no company that actually owns Phantom at this point. There's the foundation, but
Cool.
any changes are determined by the community itself. So nodes can vote, and anyone that's staked to a node can vote. And if they don't vote, I believe they delegate to the node itself their vote. And I was just going to mention on the wallet as well. You can just set up MetaMask as well to run with Phantom. So it's basically the same experience you have on
Right.
Ethereum.
Can you just plug in a Phantom address to the MetaMask wallet instead of doing what I just did here?
Yeah, you have to just do the custom RPC. So when you go to the MetaMask wallet up top, you click that where you select the network, Ethereum mainnet, RAP, then test network, etc.
Or
And you just select Phantom Opera.
show people how
Uh,
to do
Oh,
that right
cool.
now. You just put this in.
Yeah.
You go to MetaMask. You put this URL in and the port and the name.
Nice.
I'll show you here with my MetaMask.
Yeah, and you can just withdraw from like Binance. Binance has direct withdrawals on. It's called the Opera network. So Phantom, Phantom's like available on Ethereum as well with an ERC20 token. But when you withdraw onto the actual Phantom network, it's called Opera Chain. So you can select that option from Binance and just fund your wallet.
Already got the token added. I've already got the Phantom network added. Look at that.
So you go
There
to
you go.
custom RPC right there, and then that's where you plug in the link.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you go here and you click on custom RPC and you add the link in there, the chain ID, the symbol, and the RPC or RL. Not
Yeah.
That's how you do that. So it is easy. It's intimidating at first, but it is easy.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the sandbox Atari stuff. Where is this guy? He needs to come talk about Atari. But look at my bullish outlook on some things, guys. I'll show you my bullish outlook. Look at Doge at 37 cents. Just on that news.
I'm telling you, man.
That's great. I just got it for 33 cents. When the news
that's
hit, it was
great.
30. It was about 30 cents when the news hit, the Coinbase Pro. So I just picked up a bunch for 33 cents. Anyways, here's my bullish outlook for Ethereum, and I stand by it.
That'd be pretty good.
I stand by it. I believe we crashed hard. We're going to come back up hard. And we're going to see 100% gains in 16 days. I'm probably 100% wrong.
Okay.
It's good to be an optimist.
But I stand by it. In 16 days, we're going to see a $5,000 Ethereum. No.
Well, I'm a little bit more on the pragmatic side. I think we'll be in here for a couple weeks, and then I think
something more like that.
Yeah, I think it'll be more slow and steady. Maybe by July, August.
That'll be better for the long term either way. I think if we just consolidate,
right.
Between the high and the low.
Yeah, that's right. Taking a little while is better for the long term. Let's see what this guy's saying.
Yeah, because like Bitcoin's been having some resistance around that 40K margin. Seems to be like people are kind of holding up to that point. They haven't been pushing. The bulls haven't been pushing forward.
I think that 200-day moving average is there, one of those 21-week or whatever.
Yeah,
my
moving averages is there.
It's my Matic projection. So basically 100% in 7 days. I'm bullish on I'm going to be wrong about everything. It's going to take a little longer, probably, but
I'll tell you what, man.
These DeFi tokens are going to fly.
Well, yeah. I think as things start to kind of level out against Ethereum, and people are able to snag more DeFi for less cost, I think that's where things are going to generally be headed. I think people want to get away from centralized banks.
Well, people
be a little bit more in control of their money.
People want APY.
That's what I'm saying. You take an APY of a DeFi token versus a CD from a bank in a savings account, it blows it out of the water. Once people really start getting a hold of that idea and saying, wow, okay, there's a lot more to do with even a stable coin on DeFi versus what they get at the bank. We'll see people
Ren
migrate.
Ren protocol is a prime DeFi coin, and this is a slow and steady natural growth, and this is predicting almost 400% gains in 3 months.
Yeah.
None of my predictions will be right. Nobody's predictions will be right. Look how bullish I am on ADA. I think it's going to be $3 in 11 days.
Well, when we start getting into July, we're cooking. We're cooking with Goguen.
Goguen, then Rogan.
I think generally Ada's been really like bullish this entire time. It's been holding up.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I switched out of almost everything into Cardano right before that Elon tweet and the market crash.
Yeah.
Because ADA ran up after the Elon tweet.
Yep.
This was like the Elon tweet or something like right here. It ran up real quick. And then the Elon tweet came and boom.
So if we compare ADA to Phantom, I'm actually
Do you want to share your
I actually
screen?
hold both. Figured I'd just throw that out there, but
Yeah,
I like
Phantom
both
probably
of them.
most likely outperformed. It's much smaller market cap.
Right, it's a smaller market cap, and if you look at the fundamentals, in some ways they're ahead of ADA by a lot because they already have a functioning chain, they're already running code,
We
and
bought
I don't know if you know
January.
Phantom. I don't know if you know their project involvements in the Middle East.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
in
Dubai.
Dubai, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Phantom is up.
Dubai,
Phantom after the drop is still up 1,000% in 4 months.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
It was
and
up. It was up 4,000% in 3 months. Initially, it was up 2,443% in 30 days. That's
yeah,
insane.
A
So,
lot of
so
potential, man.
yeah, a lot of potential in this coin, and just
yeah.
to,
It's only in rank 100 right now, somewhere around there. So as it climbs up, it's just gonna that's
and
room to
as the
fly.
price has gone down, transaction and usage has gone up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're
And to get back
Hmm.
to a prior high, that's a 211% gain just to get back to where we were. And you can see how quickly it moved in the past. And
yeah.
that wasn't even a dip. That was just bullishness.
Yep.
That wasn't even a dip
You,
recovery. That was just pure natural growth. So if it does that again, boom, we're right back up above that all-time high quickly.
yeah,
That's why I got such bullish outlooks on some of these things. Because if we just recover, man, 12 days, 200% on Phantom, and I don't know, man, it could happen.
Yeah.
well, have you gone on phantomscan.com? They have a chart of the transaction
Yes,
volume.
yeah, yeah.
I think Phantom's one of those sleeping giants. It's
Yeah.
it's not widely that known, I would say, in comparison in popularity, but it's got such good foundational aspects to it that I don't
Yeah,
see why
I mean,
it's not going
you
to really do its thing.
if you compare it to Cardano, they're big on going into Africa, right? Charles always talks about that.
Yep.
But Phantom's doing, if not the same, but if not more work out in the Middle East. They got partnerships with Afghanistan, Pakistan. They have a bunch of pilots right now. They've been doing one for a few months already where they track medicine just to
Oh,
verify
cool.
it. Yeah. Um, they had another pilot they're working on with Ukraine where they're going to do something with their patent office. And these projects, they're pilots. They haven't given us too much information on them, whether they're going to be on the actual Phantom blockchain or if it's going to be like a hyperledger type of deal within the country where like they're going to have like their own private chain. But either way, their focus is like having those projects because they will also allow the foundation to keep receiving money to um, work on Phantom.
There's only been 5 governance proposals.
Yeah, I think the biggest one was changing the staking amount.
Update minimum self stake. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 of those on the same date.
Yeah, one of them was
Oh,
canceled.
Oh, that one was canceled, and this one passed.
yeah.
71%. Do you stake FTM to vote?
So if you're staying with a node, you're locked up. Then yeah, you can vote.
The more
So
Otherwise,
is
you
FTM
it
you
just
kind of
have,
like pooling your Phantom together to create a vote?
no, you can vote if you're staking. If your tokens are staked with a node, then you can vote whichever way you want. If you don't vote, I think the node can vote for you. You can like let them delegate it and vote for you. But if you're just holding the tokens in your wallet and you're not staking them with a node, then you can't vote with those tokens because it's like
Got
it's
it.
pretty
Because
much like the stakers are the miners, so they're the ones voting.
That's
yeah,
cool.
my whenever I think about these stake pools, I'm always kind of curious. There's the way how Cardano and even like Polkadot, the way how they'll do their validators and governance tokens in that way. And does Fantom do its staking more similar to ADA than it does, let's say, DOT in that instance? Would you say? Because I know
Um,
with DOT, it's kind of like it's a risk reward type of thing. You could actually lose if you're voting with somebody who's not, basically a trustworthy validator in a sense.
I think there are penalties
Any
if
thoughts on
you're like
that?
a node and you're trying to cheat the system. I mean, that has to be kind of just to secure the network. Otherwise, there's no one's risking anything if um,
Mm-hmm.
you can just cheat on the consensus. But there's no reason really for the validator, in my opinion, to cheat because
Right. So I guess in that sense, it would kind of be a little bit similar to ADA, right? We're kind of
yeah.
giving this idea of uh, incentive that it goes against, trying to cheat, because then you actually lose money in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, there
showing
we
here
go.
the Atari token on any swap. Any swap runs on Fantom, if I'm
And
not
look at that.
mistaken.
Yeah. FRC20. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
So you
sweet.
can
What is
you can
AnySwap built on? Is it on the Fantom chain?
No, they have something else. It's actually quite sophisticated because it's like an entire like key management system where it like manages the private keys basically in a trustless manner.
Oh,
sweet,
okay.
It's built with hold on, let me look it up.
sweet.
There's another chain
Is
that's
there
built
another?
just
Is
for
there
like
a?
this.
Is there one built because there is a Fantom bridge? Is that what they were talking about? This AnySwap bridge, or is there another Fantom
Yeah,
Atari?
AnySwap. Yeah, so AnySwap handles basically Opera network, so you can transfer between chains on it into the Phantom network.
So AnySwap is chain agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like a middleware between chains, so you can go from like Ethereum into um, Phantom chain.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
Well, this is the cheapest place to get Atari right now.
Probably a little bit more secure than its own wallet, too.
Maybe, maybe I might want to move all mine to MetaMask.
Are you even able to export?
Yes,
That's awesome.
yeah, it worked. I transferred some to my Trust wallet just to
Nice.
test it. It's a two Atari minimum. So if you want
If you want Atari on try exchanging Phantom for Atari on the Phantom network, you can try Waka.finance.
Waka WAKA
Yep.
finance, is that on Fantom?
Yep.
Built with Fantom.
Well, hey, I like the
That's it.
graphics.
That is Atari. That is definitely Atari material here.
Yeah.
I think I need to go with account 3. Yes. Well, I'll go with all
This
3.
is a pretty cool looking swap. I haven't heard of this one before.
So, exchange. You can
Yep.
stake in here, or should I go to bridge?
Well, if you just want to exchange some Phantom for
Oh, look at this!
Waka.
They got Atari, and
Wow.
you can exchange any of this for Atari, I guess.
Wow. Look at that.
Even DAI in USDC, wrapped
That's
wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum,
Yeah,
USDT.
but they
Frapped.
have to be on the Phantom
wrapped.
chain. They're
What
gonna
is
be
what is frapped?
Opera.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, not sure.
Maybe it's
Awesome.
Fantom's way of saying wrapped, unless it was just a typo.
SNX. I'm also so bullish on SNX. I think that's going to be one of the biggest. And Cover Protocol and Cream. These are so low market cap. It's not even funny. Cover and Cream are insurance
Yeah,
for
and Cream is
Oh,
actually supporting Phantom Network now
and
natively.
they're both Andre Condre.
Yep.
Well, Yearn is probably going to be the most successful because Yearn is like operating like a corporation. They're buying out uh, other protocols. Have you heard of the Yeti token?
I've heard of it. I have no idea what it does.
It's the Yearn Ecosystem Token Index. So
Oh,
so it has Cream, Cover,
gotcha.
AP3, API
Yep.
3,
API 3, yep.
all of Andre Kanye's and Yearn's projects are
cool.
I'm gonna have to get some then.
it's an index fund of all those. So you buy that one token and you buy into the whole Yearn ecosystem.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I like Waka Swap. It looks cool.
Yeah, and it fits Atari so perfectly. I'm gonna promote this for buying Atari.
It's quite literally friggin' Atari.
Yeah, and you plug in your MetaMask and you can use USDC.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
has USDC
yeah.
in their
I
MetaMask.
mean, straight from Coinbase.
Right.
You
Everyone has
know.
USDC in their MetaMask.
Yeah,
Or DAI. Or ETH.
that's
And
amazing.
yeah. And notice there's no actual ETH because it's wrapped to make it cheaper. If they used
Mhm.
actual ETH, they'd pay actual ETH gas fees.
Right.
ETH is supposed to roll out They pretty much canceled 2.0, and they're saying that scaling solutions like Matic and their in-house Optimism project will do just fine, along with EIG.
Well, here's the thing with ETH. So if you think about ETH, like what is the value of ETH? It's like the value of ETH is to gas, right? It's to run Solidity code. Um,
Yeah,
Hmm.
but now you're having all these chain, Matic, like layer two Matic,
yeah,
Binance Chain, Phantom. You have these
yeah.
cheaper solutions to
Lunaterra,
execute
Solana,
Solidity code, which is all you
Cardano.
want, right? If you wanna use Waka, right? You just want to trade and speculate on Waka. What are you gonna use? You're gonna use Ethereum or Phantom? Well, I'm gonna use Phantom personally, just because quicker and cheaper. So
Yeah,
as
I
long
might
as
pick
long
up
as
some.
the
I might pick up
so
some
at that
Waka.
yeah, at that point you start questioning like what is the value of ETH really, right? I mean, they're saying it's like this global supercomputer, but really it is just running Solidity code, right? So
Waka's not on CoinMarketCap,
I think it's just way too new.
so it's way small market cap.
Well, it says
Yeah.
the swap is in beta, so use at your own risk.
It is
So
here it is on BS Scan and Phantom Scan. There's a trillion. Is that a trillion or
nah, dude, that's billion trillion 1 quadrillion.
really?
Yeah.
How is it one quadr? Okay, it's reported wrong because it says price is zero.
Well, that's also on BSC, so um,
Yeah. Should I go to the Phantom swap? The Phantom Scan.
Probably a little more accurate.
That says
Yeah. That looks like
3
a
million.
little bit more realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big difference. And here's the
Yeah.
contract.
A little bit.
Waka Finance. I love open source.
Waka waka.
It's great that you can look and see exactly what the protocol does.
Yep, Solidity. Yeah, no, I think Ethereum is just it's only the value of Ethereum is only valued at because it's the one that's doing most of the work right now. But
Right.
once that levels out, it's fair game for anybody. And I think Ethereum's dominance is it's numbered. Those days are numbered.
Well, big
Yeah, I'm not into the flipping narrative, although I'm not quite a BTC maxi.
no.
Unless ETH goes for like the store value meme, because then you can actually be like, okay, that's what it's trying to do.
If EIP 1559 passes, the price will go up a lot. But
Yeah.
there's better blockchains out there. But you know, we got to give credit where credit's due with Ethereum.
Oh yeah, sure.
They
You know,
changed the game.
you know
Well, like,
that's like to Bitcoin too. But it's just that's just because they have kind of like finder's fee right now. I think in the next 10 years, it's not going to be just these guys. It's going to be a whole bunch of people that you kind of pick and choose what do you want to use. Um,
yeah,
I see it
Did
equalizing over the course of time.
you guys find this odd? Um, that when I go to 6 month, when I go to the day, how flat the dominance is today, and on the 5 day, I've never seen this flat on the Ethereum dominance. Even the 1 month here is
well,
maybe.
the market can kind of.
Let me refresh the page. This doesn't look right. Let's go to 1 day. It should be volatile. It should not be that flat. I've never seen it that flat. Okay, there we go. Something was wrong. So, historically, it's coming down, but it has had a big run up in recent days. When you can see an exact correlation in prices, when Ethereum dominance goes down, proof of stake blockchains like Cardano, Tron, Terra Luna, Solana, those sorts of blockchains go up when these go down.
Yeah, we sort of had a bit of a teaser into altcoin
February,
season,
yes,
and it,
February. If you look at February, um, February 3rd or February 21st is when it peaked there,
mm-hmm,
and then it started dropping. And if you look at that same date on Cardano, Tron,
mm-hmm.
Solana, probably Fantom, all the other good blockchains that are proof of stake or some proof of history or something, they all pumped really hard. And we got a good alt season for a good couple of months there, and that's when we saw some ridiculous gains up until recently. Um, and Bitcoin dominance is obviously on the downtrend in the long run.
Hey Ren, what's your take on the? Do you think the bull market's just getting started? Where do you think?
Yeah, my personal opinion is that this is going to be a long bull market, just because this is the institutional kind of phase where institutional money is coming in. So I think it's actually going to go beyond this, like everyone's saying, December 2021 is kind of when it's going to top out. I think it's actually going to go. We might get a pullback there, and it's going to just keep going after that for a bit. So yeah, I'm still bullish.
Yeah, I'm
That
still
being
bullish.
said, we could
Yeah,
have like a
I
slow
think
summer.
the overall consensus. Yeah,
I think,
I could see that.
yeah, I think even though the price crashed, interest in crypto has never been higher,
Right.
and I think
The
regulate. I
sentiment.
think positive. Yeah, sentiment's never been higher. I think positive regulation is coming through the pipeline. There's crypto banks custody being set up left and right. There's big players there's hedge funds who companies like Coca-Cola and ExxonMobil allocate their money to, and those hedge funds invest in crypto. Do you think they care about the environment? No, they're buying these DeFi tokens to get these good yields, especially Uniswap, Sushi Swap. If you hold X Sushi, you're getting a profit of all trading fees. It's amazing passive income, and they want in.
Sure.
So I think maybe this was a coordinated drop to get the industries in at a better price rate because they were not paying all time highs. Who would? I mean, not the big players. They're not going to pay these all time highs. And we went up. We were way above the moving averages for a while there. It was all sunshine and rainbows there for a while.
Euphoria.
Yeah. And hey, when people are greedy, get be fearful, and
Yep.
when people are fearful, be greedy. And the fear and greed index is all the way to fear right now. So I'm buying up these dips.
Yeah. It's a good move. It's also like it's something to say when you see stuff like Apple saying that they're getting into it now too. Well, right at the point when we have a nice dip, right? So, um,
Hey Renwen,
there's something to say for
do you
that.
think 2.0 is coming?
Um, yeah, you know, my thoughts on the whole Ethereum thing is they were promising stuff in 2017. I just remember clearly where it was like, it was a few months away then. So at this point, I think they're just challenges once you have something up and running like Ethereum. I'm not saying they're bad at what they do. It's just very challenging when you have this much value locked in on a fairly complicated system. It's running through miners and whatnot.
Yes,
Um, to
yes.
really
Miners
push
are
push
against
through
it.
major changes.
Miners are against it. I actually attended the last Ethereum 2.0 convention, and during the AMA, I was streaming it live. During the AMA, I asked the question. I said something along the lines of, "Hey, miners are in disagreement with 2.0. I was under the impression that miners are the only people that get to vote on what happens to the network. What's up with that?" And the 2.0 Ethereum developer actually responded to that question and said, quote, "We don't want to be dependent on miners," which to me screams centralization. If you, I mean, and
In,
wouldn't that require a hard fork, which means that they can't take that market cap with them to ETH 2.0 if the miners don't jump on board?
Well, if it hard forks, then it'll just split in two, and it'll be kind of weird, I guess, at that point. It's just
Yeah,
because you also have things like Tether, right, on Ethereum. So,
right,
like, how does that work? If
right.
you can't just have double the amount of Tether.
No, so now the actual official word from Ethereum 2.0 developers, as of just a couple days ago, is, hey, maybe we don't need to do the full 2.0 hard fork. Maybe our in-house scaling optimistic rollup solution called Optimism, which doesn't have a coin attached to it. It just gets added into the protocol. The Optimism sidechainer, I don't know how it works exactly, but it reduces gas fees. They said maybe Optimism's good enough.
Yeah. So my issue with like the roll up chains is let's say you have something like Uniswap, right? So
Yeah.
you have this roll up chain that like goes to the side of ETH, the ETH chain, right? but you like instantly need to have you can't run a trade on the side roll up chain and interface with the main chain, because now it's like its own separate chain. The only time it interfaces with the main chain is when it rolls up in the end. So you now need to split the liquidity and everything to, like, let's say your liquidity provider, I guess you decide where the yield's higher or whatnot, if it's on the roll up chain or on the main chain. Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of issues, but I'm just saying, like, they don't talk to each other until it rolls up.
It's a
So
mess, is what it is.
yeah. So it's not like a scaling solution where it's to everyone using a chain. It's just like, oh yeah, you don't notice anything on the UI. It's exactly the same. There's actually like some weird issues that arise where it's like it's almost like now you have to use a different chain in a way. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being kind of pessimistic towards it. That maybe they have like a better UI UX solution for it. But from the way I see it right now, it's not really a clean solution.
Yeah, I mean, you make great points. If you have an entire ecosystem that's built upon governance of miners that decide on how Ethereum is basically going to move forward, and then you decide we're going to remove that entire foundation, how Ethereum is governed. Now, what do? You are, if you make that hard fork, you are essentially just severing any tie that you had. And what becomes of that original protocol, right? What's going to be happening to all of the things that are already built on that protocol? So that's an ugly solution, right? And it's very very cloudy, I think, days in regards to that. And meanwhile, we got all these other altcoin projects that are ready, like Avalanche, ADA, Fantom. These guys are ready to roll. And it's like Ethereum, it's like, okay, well, Matic's been doing something. So maybe we can bank on them for a little bit, and let's see how that goes. And maybe I think in some way they're trying to feel that out too. So
yeah, it might be Ethereum's SegWit moment this bull run.
Yeah,
just like Bitcoin had it last time.
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, it could be a great opportunity for those, I mean, they've maybe figured something out that we're, like you said, we're maybe not thinking of. And they've got something cooking that will do it well, but what are the chances? And, I'm sure there are a ton of smart people out there that can already see, well, if they do it, man, there's going to be some luck involved, or there's going to be something really smart that nobody's thinking of, I think.
I think a lot of good news is coming soon. After all this bad news, it wasn't even really that bad news. I mean, China's not giving up their mining. They're mining. They're not. They do this routinely. They talk about banning it. Liquidations happened by the tens of billions, which caused even more price drop in the market. FUD, news about bad for the ecosystem, and just prices dropping make people exit because the facts are facts. Coinbase shared the statistics that at least Coinbase users cannot hold a crypto longer than 3 days on average.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, just to put my view out there, I'm still bullish on everything. I was just saying with regards to 2.0, that was my view.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think any of these projects, especially like ones like Ethereum, I don't think they're dying. But will they have to fork over, a little bit of their clout? I think that's probably something to think about, and who's going to gain a little bit more dominance from this bull run. in the long term. We'll just have to see. But I think it's an open field, and we're betting on racehorses here. So
Yeah. I think Cardano's going to be a nice, steady, one of the fastest horses in the race. Fantom is definitely such a great project. Solana, I mean, pretty much all the charts, and I'll bring them up again. All the charts I bring up are coins I'm pretty bullish on. I just bought Dogecoin at 33 cents because of the news. And I'm going to hold on to it for a while.
Do it.
I bought Doge.
All right, do it, bro.
I did. I sold all my Ethereum around $38,000.
Not bad.
Wow.
Which
Not
turned
bad.
out to be lucky. That was right before the news, and I converted it all into Cardano.
Yeah, that was a great flip.
Which at that exact time, let me move this. At that exact time, May 11th, Cardano, May 11th, ran up. Like, what is that? So right when I switched my ETH to Cardano, it ran up 36%. So the correction didn't hit me as bad for that one lucky switch I made, getting out of ETH into Cardano at that moment.
Nice timing.
Because right after Elon tweeted about energy consumption with proof of work, the first thought in everyone's head was Cardano and the price pump. Fantom, look at the gains coming for Fantom. Look at the natural movement. It goes up. It moons by itself without coming back from a strong correction. Now we had a strong correction, so will it come back even faster than these pumps? If it does, if history repeats itself, I mean, we are looking at. I mean, let's just this is a little more. I always pick the wrong tool there. This is a little more wrong tool again. Let's just say it does what it just did. Let's just say it takes a couple more days to do it before it starts pumping up.
Talk about volatility right there.
right back to its all-time high, and that's a 200% gain. I already did the math on Fantom because I bought a chunk because I believe over 200% gains are coming because it's a great project. This is not the last all-time high for a while. We're going to hit a new all-time high within weeks, I believe, maybe even days.
Which always proves the point of, it's all about the fundamentals, man. Go into the projects that are doing the things that are solving issues, like people chasing a bunch of meme coins, not to shit on Doge a little bit, but Doge is the grandfather of all meme coins. But we're always going to see good projects. I think those are the ones that are there for the long haul. You'll always see the gains be more consistent.
And look at Ren. This is Ren's natural growth.
Yeah.
Before any sort of hype or anything, this is just Ren's natural growth. Okay. And if it does that again, we're looking at massive gains. My chart always breaks when I do certain things. But we're looking at over 200% gains fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Sushi's another one, held up pretty strong though. But I think it has a long way to go. It's 100% gain to make a new all-time high, just about. And I think Sushi's just going to keep running up. It pays a good dividend, a really good dividend. Holding X Sushi pays a great dividend. Also, Anchor. I think Anchor's done it good. Oh, Harmony One is absolutely going to blossom. It's one of the best protocols out there, focused on interoperability. And this is its natural growth. This is how it just naturally went up. And if it does that again, we're looking at a 28-cent Harmony One token. And that's almost 200% gains in a month if it just did what it did before.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think it might even do better, like something like this.
Yeah, I mean, once people, I think, start seeing
The potential in one. Yeah. Harmony.
yeah, you know, there's definitely something to say about these FOMOs that, you know, that feed into all these altcoins. I think right now, the beginning of the year, we saw quite a bit of FOMO, but everybody's like waiting for that bull market to really soar, and we're going to see like a huge amount of FOMO that's going to take a lot of these coins real far up. That's just my speculation, though.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we're going to see a super cycle. So I think
Yeah.
I believe in a super cycle theory. Renwen, what are just some of the use cases off the top of your head for Fantom, other than cheap payments?
I mean, it can be anything you want it to be, really.
Anything you can do on Ethereum, you can do on Fantom. It supports
Yep,
EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, correct?
exactly. And they're actually building their own virtual machine as well.
Great.
I'm not sure when that's going to be out, just because they think they can build something that's faster. But it'll still run Solidity code. It'll still compile Solidity code. There's some projects that they're doing. Let me check their Twitter. They're not too descriptive on what exactly they're doing, but these are like government pilot programs. So that they're doing, like I said earlier, medicine tracking.
Right.
So that the QR code where people can check, basically see where their medicine came from. If it's really from the company and whatnot.
Oh, great. Great.
They're doing a patent exchange for Ukraine.
Now, how's that working? Is that using like NFT technology, or what's that like?
Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be something like that, or maybe it's a way of paying royalties or something. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, I certainly see a use case in NFTs in that way. It'd be interesting to see, you know, Fantom kind of lead the charge on something like that. You know, I don't think anybody. I mean, there's so many things about NFTs I don't think anybody's really tapped into yet. I know in one of our streams, we've checked out some real estate, and it's like real estate NFTs are one thing, you know, but patents and copyright and all that kind of stuff, that's an entire other thing too. And I'm sure there's got to be a chain that's going to be focused on that. And I don't see why not. Why can't it be Fantom, right?
Right.
Especially if they're doing that with patents already.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading what the Afghanistan news is, and they're creating a central business registry, and basically it's for transparency and efficiency. So a lot of these countries, anywhere where there's a lot of corruption, blockchain is actually pretty good because it's all
Right.
you can see all the transactions. So kind of handles a lot of the corruption issues just because anything that happens, anyone can see. So. But yeah, other than that, there's what I really think Phantom the consensus algorithm actually might be unique in terms of solving a blockchain issue is front running. So right now there's a big issue with miner extracted value. I don't know if you guys ever heard that term, but basically whenever you place a Uniswap trade or whatever, you're putting a transaction onto the blockchain. So realistically, if it's profitable for the miner that's mining the block to front run you, he's gonna do it like
I've
in
heard
an
of that
efficient
front
market.
running.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So right now that's actually why we had this issue. I think with the gases going up a few months ago, they're going to like insane levels. I think it was all just front running people. So you
Yeah.
basically whoever pays the most gas gets in ahead. So
Oh,
um
yikes.
and then it dropped, and I think what ended up happening is these partners just started colluding with the miners. So with the way, and yeah, this is all speculation, but the fact that you can front run just with gas on Ethereum, and there's really no solution I've seen out there that solves front running in blockchain. Just because no matter what, you're like sending your transaction to the node. If it's profitable for the node to front run you,
Right.
and you can't prove anything. Like there's no like mechanism out there to prevent that. But
He cut out there for a second.
Yeah.
The way the asynchronous confirmations work with Phantom, I think there actually might be a way to solve front running
Really?
using the consensus algorithm. Just because the way the nodes accept the transactions, as long as there's like a stream of transactions coming in, and your transactions on multiple nodes, they can probabilistically determine like the order of when the transactions were sent.
Why? Because there's
Overall,
finality. There's finality to those
instant
transactions.
finality, right? So
Right.
as soon as the node accepts the transaction, it finalizes it. So it would have a time for that,
Right.
and then another node might finalize it earlier. But either way, you can't finalize it like way before another transaction happens in front run you.
Right. And that's why it's really key for it to be super fast, so that it can process that information as fast as it comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when Fantom originally launched, they had like a lot of like smart city plans and whatnot. But I think that's a little too far out there to like try to tackle right off the bat. I mean, they were saying like all these sensors could be connected to the Fantom network and whatnot. I think it's just too early. You can't just build out like a smart city.
Yeah.
With you need a company to make all the sensors. You need the government to approve all this. So I think they're just slowly moving forward. I think they're focused on DeFi right now. I don't know if you've seen the wallet. They have kind of like synthetics. They have synthetic oils
Yes.
and gold right in their own wallet. So, if you think the market's topping or whatnot, you just want to switch over to gold. You can just do that right on the Fantom wallet, and
That's
own
pretty
synthetic
awesome.
gold with the blockchain. Yeah. So I think the use cases will just evolve. It kind of tackles the three pillars. That's the main thing. So in my view, it's just the ultimate blockchain right now.
Yeah, well, it certainly feels like it's one of those contenders. I wonder. Do you know much about Avalanche and maybe how that might be a contender to Fantom?
Yeah, I know a bit about Avalanche. Yeah. Now the thing with Avalanche is their fees are higher. So in a way, you get fast confirmation times with them, but you're gonna pay a bit over $1 last time I checked for a transaction avalanche, which is still better than Ethereum, right? But
Right.
with Fantom, you should just spam transactions all day and not care.
Great.
That's
Sounds great.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see why when we're talking about stuff like ATRI and why they're up, I think, with these companies and like Fantom blockchains. They're doing it because they need that type of service that it's very hard to find on any of these other blockchains. I know like Algorand tries
Yeah,
to do stuff like that, but I don't think they're anywhere close.
yeah, and if you think about like the average person in the world, I mean, like for what's like the average daily salary, like $5 or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to actually bring the
Right.
world to the blockchain, as much as everyone says, banked on banked and all that with the Ethereum, I mean, you're not gonna banked on banked with $30 transactions. So at the
Right.
end of the day, you need cheap transactions. I mean, even a dollar transaction to someone that's making $5 a day, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unusable.
Yep.
I mean, like when Ethereum made its first use case, it was it was the first of its kind. So yes, it's got the sentiment of that being the first one, but it was also a lot smaller of a community back then too. So it was reasonable at the time. Now it's it's grown so much bigger, and the scalability became the issue. So I think the way these Spanton, the way it's addressing it, it's very forward thinking. I like what they're doing, and actually I want to thank you for explaining so much. It's been very educational to talk about Fantom with you, Ren. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on. It was fun talking with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Likewise. Likewise.
Thanks for joining. You're welcome anytime.
Right on. Well, I look forward to joining you guys again.
Great.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
All right. So our buddy from Atari should be here any moment.
Excellent. Why don't we take a look at some charts while we're waiting, I think, right?
Yep. Doing that now. Just pulling them up. We'll start talking about Atari since a lot of people are interested. So let me share my screen here. Got a lot of tabs
And
open.
for those of you who are watching us anywhere on, the interwebs, YouTube, Facebook, make sure you like and subscribe. Give this channel a thumbs up.
Interwebs,
It's
YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you
whoa,
like,
hey.
subscribe. Give this channel a thumbs up. Interwebs.
What he said. So, this will be. It'll help the channel grow, and we appreciate you guys watching and sticking around. This is really, really good, good information. Let's see what we got here.
I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. I have to just had to click a couple changes over on the D Live. We're streaming to so many different platforms. It's crazy. All right. Here we are. Let me share my screen. And let me check on our Atari guy. Where you at, buddy? Not Ethan. Not Josh. There he is. Thor. Last seen 2 minutes ago. You coming?
Put him on blast right on YouTube, man.
Yeah. All right. So the Atari price chart you don't get to see too often. So I bookmarked it because I finally found a decent one. It's always about a cent higher on here. This is from Hit BTC. So apparently you can get it on Hit BTC.
Gotcha.
And their NFTs, I don't know why they used wax.
When did they release this NFT shop?
Yesterday.
Huh.
They launched Atari NFT.io yesterday. It looks good, but the sign in is Wax Cloud Wallet. We want MetaMask. What is this?
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, why? Why now? Like, why? I think NFTs are great. I love NFTs, but I think their approach to this at this moment in time is a little questionable. I think they should be focusing a little bit more on the foundation.
I think they're trying to make as many NFTs as possible to cash in on NFTs because it's free money for anyone selling NFTs. Anyone selling NFTs, that money goes right in your pocket. It's yours.
Right.
And then you can just forget about it. Now the other person holds the bag. I think they should focus more. I mean, they are starting a bank. They filed for crypto custody with ICICB, the bank.
Mm-hmm.
The Atari credit card is coming. There's a lot coming. So I'm excited. But we got some bad news to talk about here. So let's get out of wax. I don't know why they chose wax. This might be bad news. It might not be bad news. Who knows? But this is just the facts of the matter and what I had come across. Now here's where you see the Atari credit card plan.
Oh yeah, there they go.
Yeah, Atari credit card.
The wallet.
Yep, that's what they call the wallet. All right.
All right, so break it down, Jay.
So 60 days ago, okay, there's a total supply. There's a total supply of Atari token that was created at launch of 7.7 billion. Why is that so hard to find now?
The sea of tabs has taken over.
Close the burn policy. That's it right here. And this was published January 8th, 2021. So that's recent.
Mm-hmm.
So the first burn they did, 5%. And that was... Tell me I closed the transactions. That was, I got the links right here from Ethan. So there's this one.
Oh.
This one.
Hey, Jesse, I hate to be a bit of a buzzkill here, but I think my time might be up into this podcast.
Sure.
So
Looks
What?
like we've been bailed on anyway.
Well, this gives us another opportunity to continue this conversation, but we had some really great content about Fantom today. Um, let's see what we can do with Atari. I mean, if you want to continue talking about what this is going on over here, I think that's a great idea. But I unfortunately am out of time.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead and take off and go ahead and take
thank
off.
you, everybody.
I'm going to continue, and maybe our buddy from Atari will show up here any minute. Looks like he just
Hopefully.
got. Looks like he just got home.
Appreciate all the time that you spent with me, and for those of you watching as well. I am here in Florida with family, and I am not in my studio, so it's a little bit more difficult for me on this in this trip. But I will be sure to pop in and attend other podcast sessions so we can continue this. Anyway, thanks for your time, guys. Really appreciate it. See you later, Jay.
Later, man. All right, we're going to continue this. If you're still watching, you're interested in Atari, and we got some FUD. We got some FUD, even though I believe it's a good project. So let's take a look here. Atari price is sitting at 13 cents. Had a double top here at 63 cents. It's been riding at a great price for a while, and they have a lot in the works. I think this can be I'm very bullish on this, and if you're still watching, you are too. So, I had a conversation here, which explains a lot. So basically, here's the very short story. Tried to write more earlier, but got busy with work. Atari originally minted. Let me just copy this. Atari originally minted 7.7 billion tokens. They hold most of the tokens in the Treasury wallet, but a few months ago, they burned 5 billion of those tokens, which reduced the max supply. Etherscan still shows 7.7 billion, but since 5 billion of those were sent to the ETH burn address, they're gone for good, in theory. This 5 billion burn wasn't covered by their economic improvement policy, which I have right here. Atari Economic Improvement Policy, just published January 8th, which said, at the onset of the project, Atari Chain issued a maximum number of 7.7 billion Atari tokens to be allocated. That number was determined based on an estimate of the market potential over the next few years. As of now, we still believe this is an appropriate estimate and that this number of Atari tokens can be allocated to proper use cases over time. These are things like providing liquidity for exchanges, pay to get listed on exchanges. You have to give exchanges lots and lots of tokens in order to get listed. When an Atari token is allocated to a use case, it is moved out of the Treasury wallet, the one holding the 7.7 billion. At any time, the number of Atari tokens that have not been allocated yet are held in the Treasury wallet. To provide for a sound economic improvement policy, aka burn rate, We have decided to burn progressively the Atari tokens that have not been allocated, i.e., the ones held in the Treasury wallet. To give time to develop the project, the burn rate is increased progressively, and the ultimate decision on that burn rate will be left to the community. I loved reading that. The governance rules will be announced at a later stage. Left to the community. The ultimate decision on the burn rate will be left to the community. That sounded nice. And they did the initial January, no later than January 10th, they had to burn 5% of the 7.7 trillion, which they did on January 8th, 2 days before the deadline. They burned 5,795,000 they burnt a number of Atari tokens in the Treasury wallet is 5 billion, and the number they burned on January 8th was 289,795,891. So maximum supply after the burn 7,481. But that's not the maximum supply anymore, because this is what happened. 60 days and 11 hours ago, the Atari, what do they call it? The Treasury wallet, 60 days and 11 hours ago, 5 billion, 5.5 billion Atari tokens were transferred to the Ethereum burn address, which means they can never come back. That is over 50% that's most of the supply. So they didn't announce it. They didn't explain it. No reason for it. And it's not a part of the burn policy at all. And again, with a separate transaction for 400,000 was sent to the burn address for no reason and wasn't announced. So we got some and here's what was said. Here's what was said. When it was brought up in chat on the Atari token. Make it big. Cancel. Make it big. Alright. You shouldn't share that burn policy link. It's not even remotely accurate. Okay, but the policy doesn't mention burning 75% of the total supply. It doesn't mention the 400,000 token burn that happened a few days ago when there was no burn of 5% of the supply of Treasury tokens on or before April 10th, 2021, as required by the schedule. Also, Fred has mentioned that the 5 billion burn tokens, Fred is the CEO of Atari, Fred has mentioned that the 5 billion burn tokens would come back into the Treasury wallet after the token swap. Just saying, it's not accurate at the least. So he asked to just stop spreading it because it's false information and they're not going by that policy anymore. And then, during an AMA with Fred, the question was asked, hey, do you know why Atari burned 400,000 tokens last Thursday? The response, somebody said, would like to know this as well. The burn schedule is to burn 5% of the total held in the Treasury as of March 31st, 2021, no later than April 10th. But the original Treasury wallet burned 100% of its tokens when it burned 5.5 billion, so I wasn't expecting any burn at all, let alone a small amount of 400k, just saying, weird. And they said their Fine Arts is an official. He said they are working on the token divisibility. That's not an answer. Token divisibility, why would you have to burn 5 billion tokens for token divisibility? You wouldn't have to. That doesn't make any sense. And all right. So if you'd like to join our Telegram, it is t.me/the Crypto Lodge. It's got under 100 members. It's nice and chill. If you want to keep up to date with the Atari token, it is t.me/Atari token official. And if you just want announcements, it's t.me/Atari token announcements. Let's see what's been said in here. Nothing. What's this? Logan Paul crap. Okay. I could go over the charts for hours. I could say buy the dip forever, for hours. I could show you the Bitcoin dominance chart. I could show you all the partnerships that Atari has made. But I made a lot of videos about Atari. You can go back and watch. But that is fishy for Atari to burn 5.5 billion tokens out of 7 billion and to claim that it's for making the token divisible because they set it to 0 decimals when they created it, which was there was no reason to do that. They shouldn't have done that. Here's the contract. You could actually read the code. Still says on Etherscan 7.7 billion, but on BS scan it says the correct number, I believe. ATRI. I guess not. But the cheapest place to buy it, I guess, right now is Wax. And Wax actually looks cool. No, not Wax. What am I talking about? Waka. Waka.finance. It's actually it's pretty cool. What is this? Yeah, this is the transaction 40 days ago. 400,000 Atari tokens from the Treasury wallet was sent to the burn address. Why? With no announcement, no reason. Anyways, here is the contract. Well, no, that's the address. There's the contract. And you can see the code. You can look at the transactions. This one was on Matic. Yeah. Yeah, you can look at the code for the Atari token. This is it, the entire contract. It's not divisible, so they need to make a new token. So we're going to have to swap our Atari for a new Atari. Total supply. Decimals, 0. That's where they screwed up. Jeez. They made it so it's not divisible. You can't have 1.5. You can't have 1.1 token. And that's just a fatal error. And let's see. Let's look for anything fishy in the contract. Nope. Except for that 0 decimals. That is a noob mistake. I don't know where they copied that smart contract from or who they got to write that. But it's the simplest, most basic coin you could possibly imagine. All it does is moves and sits in your wallet. But there's big plans for it, and I believe that. Right now, the cheapest place to get it is Waka or AnySwap. AnySwap looks cool, but Waka fits the. You can hook up your wallet with MetaMask and go to exchange. Down here, just type in ATR and there's Atari. You can use USDC, DAI, any of these. If you got this in your MetaMask, any of these, Link, just buy some USDC on Coinbase, transfer it to your MetaMask, hop on the Waka, which is super, super low market cap. The Waka token, this thing might go somewhere. You can farm, stake. There's a bridge. So just come on here and buy it for like no gas fees. You can add liquidity. You can take your Atari token. You can take your Atari tokens add them into the protocol and earn Waka token, I'm assuming. I didn't look too much into it, but you earn something. You could stake. There's the Pac-Man V1 pool. You stake Waka. Okay. What's the bridge? Multichain.xyz. See, I like any swap as well because it works with any. It's a bridge between any blockchain. That's what Walk is doing too. And you can also get Atari here, and they support more coins. And you can get it with any token. I'm bullish on it. You can get it with USDT in your MetaMask, DAI in your MetaMask, USDC, Link. You know, a bunch of them. I wonder what font is. These are all FRC tokens. That's Fantom. So any swap is very cool. The swap you can. This is probably one of the cheapest. This is the cheapest place to get Atari right now. I don't know what the gas fee would be. Probably a couple cents. There's farms, Must farming, PTT farming, Boo, Spirit, Nerve, Ice, Mod, EPS, Any. Look at the APYs are 0 right now. Why? Let's look at the Yearn APYs right now. Go to the vaults. Connect wallet. MetaMask. Yeah, this guy bailed on me. Whatever. Something must have came up. He's a cool guy. He'll oh, it's because I need to change to Ethereum mainnet. Ethereum mainnets. Okay. So invest in the vaults. It's the APY. Okay, there's the growth. %48 APY, 53% APY, 58% APY. Sort by growth. No. Look at this. Oh yeah, you can sort by growth. It doesn't exactly work. 10% APY on DAI. 12% APY on USDC. 9, basically 10% APY on USDT. 24 on SUSD. 16% APY on synthetics. 24% APY on 1 inch. 42 on Curve Euro. 11 on Link, 19 on Curve IB. I mean, Yearn is the place to be. You earn some ridiculous APYs here. Better than the 0.03 APY you get in your savings account. I'll tell you that. So just look at the big ones. I wonder what Boost is. It's getting big APYs right now, but I'd say just stick with 1 inch, Curve Euro. I mean, and there's so much more you can do on Yearn, on the Yearn ecosystem. And Aave, let's check out Aave. Actually, let's go to DeFiPulse.com and really check out Look at the total value locked in DeFi. It's coming back up, just like the whole market. Let's see. Cream Finance came up a lot today. Nice. The DEX and the lending. Very cool. Very cool. Lending, borrowing, decentralized exchanges, derivatives, even just payments, Polygon, Flexa, DAI. Lightning Network is the only one that's not Ethereum. The only thing I don't like about DeFi Pulse is they don't list anything but Ethereum projects, which is not cool. Look, it's all Ethereum except for one, which is Bitcoin Lightning Network. And that's not cool. There's so many more DeFi networks. And I got beef with them about that. So this is, I mean, total value locked in all of the other ones. What's this? Crypto dollars. Total value locked. That has just historically gone up to 70 billion. 70 billion total value locked in crypto dollars. USD stable coins, 70 billion. Custodial dominance, 92%. We need non-custodial. Where does it say it? It doesn't. Lending. You can get Look at that. BTC at work? What's this? Bitcoin at work. What's this? Total value locked. Two 225,000. That's not a lot. But that's just all in the wrapped Bitcoin. But most people just convert Bitcoin over to Ethereum or something else. They don't wrap their Bitcoin. Most people just convert it over to ETH. So here's the APRs. Compound offers. I mean, if you take the asset UST, which is Terra, and quantity 100,000. 100,000 UST would earn 21 cents a month? That doesn't sound right. Add another zero. So I would need $1 million. That doesn't sound right. That's 100. Okay. That's 100,000. So $100,000 held in USDT earning interest of 2.8 a month. and it's variable. But you know what? There are exchanges there are DeFi protocols that are no impermanent loss, which means you can't lose anything. And actually, Alchemix is an amazing project. I want to take a quick look at the future yield tokenization protocol. Alchemix, you're going to find this very hard to believe when I read this. Alchemix lets you reimagine the potential of DeFi by providing highly flexible and instant loans that repay themselves over time. You heard that correctly. These are loans that repay themselves over time. The synthetic protocol token, ALUSD, is backed by future yield. Join the growing wave of alchemy. It's destiny on your terms. No liquidations. Your only debt is time. So to connect my wallet. I'm not actually going to do anything, of course, but anyway, that's not working. But check this out. So I want to borrow up to 50% of the value of your collateral in ALUSD. Your debt will be automatically paid down by yield from Yearn.finance. So it uses Yearn. Yearn automatically moves your money around to make sure you're always getting the highest APY possible. So you can borrow up to 50% of the value of your collateral. So let's say I deposit $1 million. I can immediately borrow $500,000 and go buy a house. And as long as I keep that $1 million in alchemy over a couple of years, it will be paid off in full by itself. It will pay itself off. It's hard to believe, but it's true. If you keep your $1 million in the system, it will earn interest on your finance and pay off your loan. And at the end, you get your $1 million back. And you got your house. And you can swap here on Curve, Zapper, Power Swap. Farming. Doesn't show you the APY. Wonder what the AlkETH pool. Doesn't tell you. Anyway, it looks like won't be happening. The Atari guest. But I'm really liking I'm not liking the funny stuff going on with the tokens and the 5 billion burn and the ignoring of the burn policy, but sound like Bill Cosby and the token burns and the ignoring of the burn policy. Yeah, impression was worse. Anyone in the Cardano? Just a heads up. Tomorrow, starting in 12 hours and 39 minutes. So tomorrow at 1:20 EST. Well, tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. Project Catalyst weekly town hall and Q&A. Always good to hear from Cardano. Anything else here before I go? I talked about the Atari credit card, launching a bank with a crypto custody bank with ICICB. They already filed the partnership. DeFi Pulse, AnySwap showed you Bitcoin dominance through the entire lifetime of Bitcoin has been going down, so alt season will continue. Even on the day it's down, even 5 days it's continuing down. There's a lot of coins I'm bullish on. You've seen the charts. Atari, I guess, ignored the economic improvement policy they created, or they will stick to something similar after they update us on the new token. They're creating a new Atari token, and we'll have to go to a portal to swap it. That's the official word from Atari, is that there will be a portal to swap our Atari tokens. All right. I'm going to call it a stream, guys. We'll see you again soon. I stream every day. Subscribe, no matter where you're at. I stream to 20 different platforms all at once. So like and subscribe. Don't be stingy. Your mom's house reference. Don't be stingy. Like and subscribe. And peace. Buy the dip and hold that shit. And I'm not a financial advisor.